it is now time to dive into kind of the meats and potatoes. The reason everyone is listening to this, time to dive into the race previews. We are going to go chronologically with a little bit of an asterisk. Second year in a row, the Breeders' Cup just wants to put the Classic right in the middle of the card. I believe that is for TV, so that NBC or whoever has the rights, I believe it's NBC, can hop in for just an hour or two and then get back to college football. So a little bit of a bummer there. We are going to go chronologically, but the Classic will be at the end because, well, that's just how you do things when it comes to podcasting. Leave the main event for the end. So with that being said, 9 races to break down. So let's dive straight into it. All of these are going to be grade 1s, if I don't already say that. But we're going to start race number 4 on the card on Saturday. It is the grade 1 Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. We are going 7 furlongs on the dirt. The purse, I believe this is the lowest amount, $1 million. Everything is either $1 million or more, culminating, of course, with the Breeders' Cup Classic, which is the richest race in North America. But Raider Jim, I'm going to give you first bite of the apple on the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint.
Yeah, hands down favorite in this one is the number. I didn't put the numbers down. Give me 1 second here.
Should be the 6.
The number 6 horse, Sweet Azteca. Sweet Azteca at 2-1 right now. But believe it or not, that is picked also.
So as Raider Jim alluded to, that 6 horse. Oh, yes. So Raider Jim possibly will be stepping back in. But I'll just give my thoughts as we wait for Raider Jim to return. Sweet Azteca is at the top of my board as well. I really do like this horse. However, it is a bit lightly raced, and last time out didn't run great, only ran in 95. However, didn't really need to run terribly well. It was the Rancho Bernardo handicap, heavy favorite, and did enough to get the job done, but wasn't the eye-popping numbers that we've seen early on in the season. Oh, looks like we have Mr. Martinez back. Wait for that. There he is. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I don't know what happened there.
No worries. So I was just talking Sweet Azteca, but pass it back off to you. Oh, there you are. Pass it back off to you, Raider Jim. The Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint.
Yeah. So again, as I was saying, they do have, I'm doing a thing here where I did my research, listened to a couple professionals and what their positions were on this race. And then I thought, wouldn't it be fun to find out what AI has to say about these races?
Oh, boy.
And AI says, morning line odds 2-1 on Sweet Azteca. Performance consistent and fast mare with 2 wins in 2 starts in 2025. Possesses significant speed and has demonstrated top form over the last 2 years, running out of post position 6. And AI says it's going to be Tamara coming in second in this race, which was kind of interesting. Tamara had not been on my book, but, you know, AI might know more than me. Who knows anymore? It's going to be interesting to see as we go through these, how our picks compare to that. Now, there was a horse that maybe I was looking at the incorrect race. Copion.
Next one. It's running. I was in the same thing. It is running in the
They moved him to the
sprint.
Going to move him to run with the boys.
Running with the boys. Yes.
Right. There was talk on whether or not they would do that. The one last thing I heard was no, they've decided to keep her there at 5-2. That horse is going to compete with the boys, let me tell you. Mm-hmm. So right now we can leave it at Sweet Azteca. According to AI, it's going to be Tamara. I like Hope Road at 5-1, and I also like Richi at 8-1. 8-1, great value for Richi. Last 3 Beyer speeds, 97, 102, 102. Can't go wrong with those. But it's gonna, don't blink. There's going to be several of those. If you blink, you're going to miss the race.
Yeah, especially these sprints, they kind of lay them out to where we'll start with the 1 turns, and then we get deep into, you know, the 2 turns and you know, miles and stuff like that towards the end. I really do like Sweet Azteca here. Look, only ran in one grade one in her career, but did win that race. This is a horse that is very, very, well, I shouldn't say a veteran of Del Mar, but it's 2 for 2 at Del Mar, I should say. 8 of 9 runs have finished in the money for the career. And 7 of them finished in the winner's circle. I really do like Sweet Azteca. However, excuse me, I think that number is just a little too short for me. 2 to 1. I'm looking for a little more value. I don't think this horse, especially last time out in the Rancho Bernardo handicap, as I was kind of mentioning earlier, didn't need to run very well, but still, it was a little bit of a head scratcher on that one last time out. So 2 to 1, I'm gonna keep an eye on it, but I want to see those numbers go up. Like you, I am very bullish on Richi. I think this is look, a Bob Baffert horse, Luis Saez aboard. I think definitely one of the best, and it's also beaten some of the other horses that are going to be running in this race, including Splendora and Hope Road, some of the other big ones. So that's interesting. One horse that on the outside that I think you should at least take a look at 20 to 1, Praying. And you might need to be doing that during this race to get this horse into the winner's circle. But last time out, this horse shocked everyone and beat some of the, let's call them lower tier horses, Bava and Zeitlos, great horses. But when we're talking about the Breeders' Cup, again, we're really splitting hairs here. Praying went off at about 10 to 1, got the win in the TCA at Keeneland. So I was impressed with that, but that speed figure will need to go up big time in this one. I also really do like Hope Road. The only reason I gave Richi just a little bit higher of an edge, the inconsistency for Hope Road is a little concerning. You know, last 5 races, we're going 100, 86, 104, 102, 87, all very good, but the 86 and the 87s, those aren't going to play in a Breeders' Cup type race. So that was a little bit of a reason why I gave the edge to Richi in that one. And then finally, the last one. Oh, I did want to bring up Tamara because this is interesting to me. 7 to 2 seems a little way too short of a line for a horse that we haven't seen break into the triple digits on the Beyers. That's interesting to me. It's kind of when my antennas go up, as you said, really wasn't on my ticket, but looking it over going, someone might know something I don't. Only one race this calendar year. It was a win. It was in October. So something to keep an eye on for Tamara. I'm going to just kind of wait and see there. And then some of the unders just to kind of see if we can maybe catch one, because that's where you're going to need to find some value in these races. I really like the 2-horse Splendora. A very consistent horse, a horse that can win on the lead or come from behind. Had been flirting with triple digits, finally hit it. Now, it wasn't an ungraded stakes race, but did run a 100, dominated the field as a heavy favorite. And the one thing I will say for Splendora, why she's underneath on my card, she hasn't been able to beat some of the big girls in this race, including Richi, including Hope Road. Seismic Beauty isn't in this race, but is a distaff favorite. So just kind of an idea. Splendora will need a great run going forward. And the final horse I do want to bring up, and this is more for just kind of just to throw up a flare. The 5-horse, Blanche. It's a Japanese horse. We have basically no actual data on this other than where they finished, what lengths it was. We don't have any speed numbers, any timings, but the Japanese horses, going back to the first Del Mar Breeders' Cup, they have arrived. And again, I don't think it's Blanche here, but again, I'm just kind of throwing up a flare. Keep an eye out. A Japanese horse more than likely is going to get in the money. Again, 30 to 1. I have no idea about this horse because, we don't get a whole lot of numbers from Japan, but I just wanted to get out ahead of that. We know that this is a country that is very, very intent on getting themselves into the conversation when it comes to the Breeders' Cup.